Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the 6th elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 3 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 6 Jobs and the lesson is Phonics Practice on page 108. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazra Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. Before we start, a quick revision on our last lesson. In our last lesson, we did talk about that sometimes we come across words where we can see these two letters, which are the first one, K and N and GH. And we say that even when we are writing these two letters in these words, but we are not necessarily going to pronounce them. So here just a reminder of some of the examples that we did learn last time, like for example the word right. So here in this word we did write G and H, but we don't pronounce it. We say right, go right. And also other example we did learn last time, which is knob, a doorknob. So here, as you can see, we wrote K and N. So here we're not necessarily going to pronounce K, but we need to write it here. Also, other example, which is knee. So here we wrote the letter K and N, but we only say knee. So the K here is silent. And also here we have the word knock. So here the K is silent and we say knock. And also the word light. So here we wrote G and H without, as we said, without pronouncing them. So the word will be light. And here we have knife. So here the K is silent and we pronounce it as knife. And finally the last word we learned last time, which is night. The G and H, we write it here, yes, but they are silent. We don't say it, we only write it. Not only this, but also we did learn three different sounds for the words that ends with S. And we said that we do have three different sounds with the words that ends with S. The first one is Z, and then Sa, and then Ez. Like for example, Z, like the word reads. And the word the sound of Sa, like the word walks. And the sound of Ez, like the word teaches. And also we together we said those other verbs and other words that matches with these different sounds. Words like sleeps, that matches with sound Sa, and also like eats, and like comes, that matches with the sound. Also word like brushes matches with the sound S. And other example like watches matches with the sound S, and blaze, that matches with the first sound. And we said that we can now pronounce these words with paying attention to three different sounds. So we are no longer going to pronounce them in one sound. We have three sounds for these words that ends with S. We have reads, Z sound, we have walks, Sa sound, and we have teaches, Ez sound. So now let's get to know our objectives in today's lesson. So our objectives in today's lesson is that we hope at the end of this lesson you will be able to spell and write words with K and N, G and H, G and H. So what we are hoping to do today is that we are able to spell, to say words with these letters, and also to be able to write them down as well. So this is what we will do tonight. So let's begin. I would like you now to open your books on page 108. I would like you please to open your books on page 108. Now, on page 108, we will get to know a couple of words that has silent letters, like G, G, H, K, and H. And the first example of this word here I would like you to listen and to point to which one is the silent letter and to say it as well. So the first word here we have is sign, sign. Repeat after me. Sign, sign. So this is a sign like no barking sign or like a bus stop sign. So this word has one silent letter, which is G. G here is silent. We don't spell G. We write it in the word, yes, but we don't say it. We say sign, sign. The G here is silent. The G is silent. We only pronounce sign without G. So this is our first word that has silent letter, which is G. Now, let's get to know our second word. The second word here we have is night. Night. Repeat after me. Night, night, night. So here, this word, night, has two silent letters, which are G and H. Two silent letters, G and H. So we don't say them, we only write them here, but we don't say them. We say night, night. And the third word is knee, knee. Repeat after me. Knee, knee. So here we have one silent letter, which is K. And in this case, if we want to say this word, we don't say K. We say knee, knee. So the K here is silent. And also the other word, which is whistle. Repeat after me. Whistle, whistle, whistle. This is a whistle, and whistle is a word that has one silent letter, which is in this case the letter H. So here we write H, but we don't say it. We say whistle, whistle. And the other word, which is architect. Repeat after me. Architect, architect, architect. Architect is a person who works in construction to build houses, to build roads. And in this word, architect, here we don't pronounce H. Here we have one silent letter, which is letter H. So here we write architect, but we don't pronounce the letter H. Architect. So these are some of the words that has these silent letters: G, G, H, K, and H. So now let's move on to more interesting part. In this exercise, I would like you to look at the pictures that you usually see here and to write down the word, and after this I need you to circle the silent letter. Then you're going to listen and check your answers. So I will do the first one as an example, and you can help me to answer the rest. So what we're going to do in this exercise, we're going first to look at the picture, to guess the word, and to write it here. And after we do this, we're going to circle the letter and to find out which one is the silent letter. Is it G, GH, or K, or H? So let me help you in answering the first one. So here we have a word that starts with K, and here from looking at this picture, I think the word we need here is, as we learned before, is knife. Knife. So this is the word. Say it after me. Knife. Knife. Very good. So when we say this is knife, what do you think the silent letter is? Is it G, GH, K, or H? Excellent. The silent letter here is K. Circle this letter. Circle this letter. This is the silent letter. Now, if you get this exercise, let's try to answer the second one. So here we have this picture. We're going to have a look at this picture. And here we have a word that started with W. And from looking at this picture, I think the word that they want us to know here is whale. Whale. Say it after me. Whale. Whale. Excellent. So this is a whale that we usually live in oceans, in big oceans. So now, what do you think the silent letter here? By saying this word, whale, what do you think the silent letter is? Is it G, GH, K, or H? You guessed it right. The silent letter here is H, whale. Very good. Now let us move on to number 3. So here we have this color, and this color starts with W. So can you think of any color that starts with W and matches this picture? I think you know that color, which is the color white. White. So repeat after me. White. White. Excellent. So by saying this word, white, what do you think the silent letter is? It is, of course, the letter H, white. Now, let us move on to number 4. So here we have this picture, and we have a word that starts with S. And I believe by looking at this picture, you already know what the word we're going to write. So the word is sign. Sign. The word is sign. Sign. So by saying this word, sign, what do you think the silent letter is? Is it G, GH, K, or H? Very good. We said that in this word, the silent letter will be G. The silent letter is G. Now let us move on to number 5. And I'm sure you are familiar with this picture. This picture represents a word that starts with R. So what do you think the word is? The word, as you may have guessed, the word is right. Right. Repeat after me. Right. Right. So what do you think the silent letter is, or letters in this word? Very good. The silent letters here are G and H. Let us move on to number 6. So have a look at this picture. This is the word number 6 that starts with K. So we already got to know this word that starts with K, which is the word knock. which is the word knock. So repeat after me. Knock, knock. So, what do you think? What is the silent letter in this word? Knock, knock. The silent letter here is K. Here we wrote K, but we don't say it. We say knock, knock. And now, let us move on to number 7. So, have a look at this picture, and by looking to this letter, letter L, let's think of what this word might be. It is, of course, the word that we learned last lesson, which is light. Light. Repeat after me. Light. Light. So, by saying this word, light, what do you think the missing letters are? Is it G, H, K, or H? Of course, the missing letters are G and H. These are the silent letters that we write them and we don't say them. Now let us move on to the next one, number 8. So here we have a person on a computer, and here we have a sign like he's trying to fix something. So what do we call that person? That person, we call him technician. This person, we call him a technician. Repeat after me. Technician. 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 Very good. So by saying this word technician, what do you think the silent letter is? Of course, it is letter H. Here we say technician without saying or pronouncing the letter H. Now, moving on to number 9. So here we have a brother and a sister with bags on their backs. So where do you think they are going? A word that starts with S. Of course, they are going to school. School. Repeat after me. School. So what do you think the silent letter here in this word? Of course, it is letter H. School. And now we'll move to the final word, which is, have a look at this delicious food. What do you think we call this food? That starts with S. Of course, this is a spaghetti. This is a spaghetti. And what do you think the silent letter here? What do you think from the word spaghetti? Repeat after me. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. So what is the letter that we don't say here in this word, spaghetti? It is, of course, letter H. It is, of course, letter H. So now, let's get to know the whole 10 words together. So these are the words that we mentioned together with the silent letter. The first one was knife. We say that the K is silent. The letter K is silent. And the second one, whale, where H is silent. And the third one, white, where H is silent. And the fourth one is sign, where G is silent. And we have right, where G and H are silent. And here we have number 6, knock, where K is silent. And we have number 7, light, where G and H are silent. And number 8, technician, where H is silent. And number 9, school, where also H is silent. And finally, the delicious food, number 10, spaghetti, where H is silent. So here we go. I hope that at the end of this lesson, you are able to spell and write words that ends with or has KN, GH, G, and H. So now, we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.